Hello, my name is Barbara Santon. Today we have with us the incredible Dr. John Gray. Welcome, John.
Oh, thank you so much. Happy to be with you again, Barbara.
John Gray is the author of the most well-known and trusted relationship book of all time, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Dr. John Gray has written over 20 books. His most recent book is Beyond Mars and Venus, Relationship Skills for Our Complex Modern World, which we're going to talk a lot about today, hopefully. I would love to dive into that. John helps men and women better understand and respect their differences in both personal and professional relationships. His approach combines specific communication techniques with healthy nutritional choices that create the brain and body chemistry for lasting health, happiness, and romance. Welcome. I am so excited to have you again.
Thank you. Happy to be with you.
All right. So today's world is complex, and it only got more complex over the last couple of years, right? With lots of stuff going on. And you wrote this revised book, or it might even be a brand new entire angle of the book. Yes, Beyond Mars and Venus. So what are, just to dip our toe in, right? To start, what are some of the most fundamental differences between men and women, especially in this modern world?
Well, the hardware is the same as it's always been. Men are men, women are women. If you understand biology, you understand there are biological realities, the hardware, but the software has changed a lot in that we now have freedom, and freedom has consequences. I have the freedom to eat as much ice cream as I want, but the consequence is I can get really fat and not like that and not sleep well. So and eventually become a diabetic. So right. Freedom is amazing, but we have to learn how to handle it. A lot of people get a lot of freedom, like people who suddenly win a lottery. Often it's disaster for their personal life. All these new problems come about. What's happened today in our complex modern world is we have more freedom than ever before. Women have the freedom to experience the independence of what traditionally men felt. And if they're not getting what they want from a man, they can just do it themselves, which is freedom. But if you're married and your husband doesn't know what to do and you don't have a way to communicate to him what you need, you'll just feel like, well, I can't get what I need, so I'll just do it myself. And whenever you do anything with that attitude, I'm doing it myself, I'm doing what I have to do, that makes male hormones. And whenever you do what you like to do, what you enjoy to do, that makes female hormones. And we as human beings, our hardware is such as that we have a balance of, we have both masculine and feminine hormones, but the hardware is set up over millions of years of evolution to where for a man's well-being, his hardware is he needs to make about 10 times more testosterone than a woman needs to make. Otherwise, he's stressed out or depressed or angry. A woman, on the other hand, needs to be making at least 10 times more estrogen than the average man, just to be happy and have well-being, and she needs double that to fall in love with a man and enjoy making love. So these are basic reality. This is hardware. You can measure it in a woman when she's happy, when she's not, a man when he's happy, when he's not. And so what I've done in this book, Beyond Mars and Venus, is first of all, explain why I talked about men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It explains it. However, with all this freedom, women can be more on their male side. They don't even know what their female side needs. And what their female side needs, you can't know what it is until you get it, because it's a new need. If you're way on your male side, instead of needing a man to be a provider, to make money, to protect you, you need a man to help you understand your female side, someone who's objective, loving you, finding out what's going on inside of you. And that's called emotional fulfillment. That's why a lot of women go to therapists, is just to sort of discover what they're thinking and feeling in a non-judgmental way. We men have to learn how to do that. And women have to learn how to ask for more in a relationship, because you need more. It's not enough for a man just to make money. You need more emotional support. How to ask for that and get it is a new art.
Wow. Okay. So I'm fixated on the hormonal thing. I mean, we talked about this when I had you on last, and this just fascinates me because I know it to be true for me. When I'm in, goal orientation mode, or when I'm in business mode, I don't feel as good as when I'm in my flowy, feminine, open self. So can you dive a little bit deeper into the hormonal necessities that men and women have in order to even have a bonding and good, healthy relationship?
Well, as a simple principle, the ideal relationship is where you don't need your partner to be happy. You need your partner to make you happier. That's my power. I can make my wife happier, but I can't make her happy. That's her job inside. And she can't make me happy. It's so frustrating. These men come home and they're not happy with their jobs. They're not happy with their lives. What it does, it evokes inside of a woman her maternal instincts, and therefore she can't feel sexual, and she loses the man in her life, and she feels like she has a child. And that then produces different hormones. Your hormones change when you feel someone is needing you and depending on you for feeling good and feeling happy. So men should not look to that from a woman. A man should look primarily, the happiness a man experiences in his relationship is whenever he's producing testosterone. And testosterone is when you are serving another's well-being. When you're giving to another, your testosterone goes up, like solving problems at work and being a professional, doing what you need to do to get the job done, doing what you have to do, doing what works, doing what's practical, achieving goals. Women can do that, men can do that. And when you're doing that, you're making testosterone. But if you don't enjoy yourself and love doing it and feel supported in doing it, you don't make enough estrogen. And men don't need that much estrogen to be happy. Women need more estrogen. Estrogen is produced, to go a little deeper into it, whenever you're feeling, I can depend on someone for something. So if you go to a doctor, for example, that you trust, your estrogen levels will go up. If you were going to voting in an election and you actually trusted the person you're voting for, your estrogen levels would go up. You bond with someone that you trust can provide something meaningful for you. If just counseling a woman today and she was not interested in this man at all, she's single, but he was a tennis coach for her son, and her son was in a competition, and the boy sort of broke down in the middle of the game and started crying. And the mother went over there to talk to him, and just got worse and worse. And the coach came over and said, "Let me talk to him." And basically he talked to him. He said, "Look, just suck it up. You can do this. Don't need to cry anymore. Get out there and do it. I know you can do it. This is what you're going to do." And the boy stopped crying and went out there and won the game. The mother immediately fell in love with him, got sexually turned on by him, because, this is her child. This is a man taking care of her child for her. She's doing something she couldn't do for herself because she tried it, didn't work. Boys need fathers as well. Not just, we need mothers for sure, but we also need fathers. So that's one example of a man providing something meaningful to her. She got turned on. That meant her estrogen levels went basically about 20 times higher than a man's. So this is the woman's body. She needs to put herself in situations and also have belief systems in her brain that send the message that I can trust, I can depend on others. Historically, for example, history is replete with all kinds of social engineering that really helped women and men be happy. And we're trying to change that in a way that it needs to be changed, but we're doing in the wrong direction. We're pushing women further to their male side, men further to their female side. So what that would look like historically is a woman would depend on a man for survival, to make money and protect her while she's pregnant and having babies. And in that dynamic, she feels, I depend on him, I need him. Her estrogen levels will grow up. She will then, when it starts to double, she will bond with him. And when he begins to double in her presence, if a woman's estrogen shoots up in the presence of a man, his testosterone will shoot up and he will love her more. If his testosterone shoots up in her presence, her estrogen will rise up even more. So we are interdependent. And that's part of the whole, the most powerful thing that raises estrogen and testosterone is sexual arousal, which is why we tend to pick partners based upon sexual arousal to some extent. But when it comes to understanding gender, before a woman in a healthy way experiences sexual arousal for a man is when she already knows the man and he does something meaningful for her. Then her estrogen goes up. If he hasn't done anything for her and she imagines he's going to do something for her, her estrogen will go up, but that's usually the wrong guy.
Right.
Okay, so it's fantasy. Having arousal before a man has even done anything for you is usually a sign that your trust issues are off. You tend to trust people who are not real. And then the people who actually could be trustworthy are kind of boring. Same thing for a man. When he fantasizes having sex with a woman online or he goes to a prostitute. That's all fantasy. She doesn't care about him. She doesn't love him. She's doing it for the money. So when he's imagining love and it's not real, that actually changes his biochemistry so that his ability to love a real woman is diminished. So when we get off on fantasy, our ability to get off on reality is limited and diminished.
Did you love this interview clip with John Gray? Well, you get to watch the entire video if you sign up for the You Deserve More show. The link is below, it's free, and you will not only be able to watch the entire interview with John Gray, but you will also get 20 other interviews with other amazing experts. Seriously, from confidence to femininity to other dating advice, it is going to be action-packed, jam-packed with amazing content. You do not want to miss it. Sign up below. Like I said, it's free, and I will see you there. Bye.